Hey guys, this is Gerald. I want to show you guys how to install the trac-box with a series blue switches. I recently got these in the mail today, and I'm making a video how I'm going to install all this. So just a little background on the trac-box. The trac-box basically connects to the option connector, which is around the radio area on the right side if you're the driver on a left-hand drive car. This power cable coming into it is actually from the radio signal, so it only turns on when the radio is actually on, and that's how typically the car when you're fully started or where you're only in the ACC position in the car. And then power comes back out to the box through this red wire. And so if you're looking at it straight ahead, you'll see this curve down here. This curve goes to the driver on the left hand side to the top. And so if you can see on the top here, you got the black wires. So the black wires are actually ground, and this will be needed if you want to use the illumination feature on these type of switches, because the LEDs do need a ground in order to be able to lit up. And on the bottom side, you'll see power coming into it, 12 volts. And what I did is I basically daisy chained power off of them. So power goes into one, and then just keep daisy chaining them. And basically that's all I got to do in order to get the illumination working. And for the actual signals coming into the box, going out of the box, I mean, this cable right here, for example, it's the pedal dance, it's a white one. And what I did with that cable is I connected it to the middle pin right here. So what that happens means that when the switch is in the off position, they actually don't light up at all. But the moment you turn it on to the on position, it actually sends 12 volts onto that white signal from the red one to the white one, and then also turns on the LED. That signals the trac box to send the pedal dance code through CAN bus onto the car, and the car does the pedal dance. And basically you could do that for all the extra features for each one of the cables that are included. You can crimp on. I did specifically did not crimp these on because I wasn't sure which and how the switches would be used depending on the people. But for example, if you want to actually group different signals together, on this one I have the white one, or the yellow one, which is a TPMS light, and then the blue one, which is the seatbelt chimes. Let's say I want to just use one switch to switch both of those signals on. All I have to do is actually connect these two cables together, and then crimp one of these things on, and then be able to put in one of the these little side spade connectors. And then when that happens, all I got to do is when I switch the one switch up, then it actually activates both of those features together, and then again sends it out to the CAN bus and has the car being able to activate those features. And yeah, that's basically about it. There's a few limitations if you're going to use this wiring. If you're going to use the power coming from this cable, you got to make sure that you're only using it for the signals, because although the LEDs draw very little power, and also the signal for the different features also draws very little power. The fuse for the radio here is only limited up to 7.5 amps. So if you draw anything more than that, it will pop the fuse most likely. So and I'm explaining this is because in case, for example, on this one I only want to use two of these switches for two signals in the box, but I want to use the other two switches for relays or something else that's going to go on in the car. I want to make sure I wire my own power onto those two specifically, because I might be connecting a device that draws a lot more current, or something else that's daisy chained, or that's going to be a lot more complicated or needs a lot more power. And for the grounds, since for the ground is only needed just for the LEDs, you can leave the grounds connected on this side, on the top side. But again, for the power on the bottom, you will need to source different power if you're using these switches for something else aside from whatever features or whatever cables you're going to be connecting with the trac box. So yeah, that's basically all you got to do for wiring.